Jordan Peterson is washed. The media landscape has changed for everybody. It used to be the case that the Daily Wire and Ben Shapiro, they were like number one. You had Jordan Peterson was up there. He's part of the Daily Wire network. But in recent years, what's happened is that sort of highfalutin, faux intellectual right-wing stuff, it doesn't sell anymore. It just doesn't. What sells now is the lowest IQ Trump defense you've ever seen by people like Asmongold, or what sells is the Nazism of Nick Fuentes. So
you want to stop calling Nick Fuentes a Nazi. You are. I know, like I should. I don't really do labels. Like I really don't. He is right for cooking Jordan Peterson. He definitely is. Jordan Peterson is washed and finished. You know what I'm saying? He is. All right. So he's still rich and everything. Like, all right. Welcome back to the channel, guys. So this is Kyle Kulinski about to destroy and dismantle Jordan Peterson as he should, because I am so sick of, Jordan Peterson blocks literally everybody, even blocked me. Like, it's just insane, bro. Like I can't stand it. I'm done with these people. But Jordan Peterson got cooked, and Kyle Kulinski is about to cook him as well. But I'm going to move past the long introduction and just get into it.
And he keeps it real with me, and he's so smart, and now they've all turned on him, right? And so Jordan Peterson, I don't know why he did this, by the way, but he decided, I'm going to do a Jubilee video, and the whole point of the Jubilee video is like, what is it, one Christian versus 20 atheists or something, one Christian versus 90.
That's where they rest up already right there. And then they got Jordan Peterson for it? Wow.
Atheists. I don't know. I don't remember the exact number, but the idea is he's the Christian and he's up against all these atheists, right? And what you're going to see here is he's been in his hug box way too long, bro. When all you're used to doing is patty cake, baker's man. We love Donald Trump and we love Israel. When you're used to doing that all day, you're not sharp anymore. And you're going to get fucking exposed. So here's Jordan Peterson sitting around with a bunch of atheist college kids, and he fucking humiliates himself. Watch this. Here we go.
So do you believe in the all-knowing, all-powerful, all-good notion of God?
What do you mean by believe?
I can't. See, his old school tricks, which were always stupid, but he used to get away with them more because he was so charismatic in how he talked and the way he delivered it. It felt passionate that he could get away with saying, well, what do you mean by believe? When you ask if I believe in God, what do you mean by believe? And what do you mean by God? Now it just comes across as you're a fucking sophist and you don't even know the answer to these questions. You're not even honest with yourself.
So you know, Nick said the same thing last night. I'm telling you, these people, they watch Nick Fuentes, bro. Like, I'm just not going to be the person to tell you that I don't. I'm definitely not going to tell you that I don't. That's a lie. But, yeah, he did say this last night, so I just kind of feel like, I don't know. All right.
You mean by believe?
Do you think it to be true?
That's the circular definition. What do you mean
How
when
is
you
that
say you
circular?
believe?
How is that circular?
Because you added no content to the answer by substituting the word true and believe.
This is such bullshit. This is such bullshit. It's like, do you believe in an all-knowing, all-loving God? He's like, what does that even mean? It means what I fucking said it means. Do you think that's true, that there's an all-knowing, all-loving God or whatever the fuck? He's like, that's not how language works, son.
You think it to be true?
All right, so if you believe something, you stake your life on it.
What do you mean by that?
What the fuck does that mean? Look at this dude's face. Look at this dude is all of us right here. One more time. Watch this dude's face.
You stake your life on it.
What do you mean by that?
He makes a face like, what? What does that even mean, bro?
Live for it, and you die for it. That's what I mean by that. Isn't something that you...
Why does he talk like that? Why does everything sound like he's like...
He's actually not wrong in this instance, and this is how you know that Jordan Peterson does not want to call himself a Christian, because in fact, really, that is true. You are like, and this is the part where people will say, oh, radical Islam, they always want to do jihad, stuff like that. Christians are supposed to have their own so-called, holy... Now, we don't, and to be honest, jihad just means like your holy war, like with yourself, like getting strong and whatever struggles you got to fight in this, that, and the third, right? So I'm not saying that Muslims are out here doing certain things either. Sorry, like I'm not. I do believe that government-funded groups do things based on CIA expectations. But that said, you are literally supposed to think, like, not supposed, you're supposed to have this faith so hard that you would live for God and die for God. I don't know. So he's not wrong, but he doesn't want to confirm that because he doesn't feel that way.
4 minutes from death, and he just got the diagnosis, and he's so serious. Oh my God, this guy is such a mess. Holy shit.
And you die for it. That's what I mean by that. It isn't something that you say. It isn't something that's associated with logical consistency. It's not declarative. It's not propositional. It's not a figment of your imagination. It's the presupposition of your attention and your action. And you're either fragmented, in which case you worship multiple gods, or there's some unity at the bottom of it.
So this is what's called gish galloping. He's gish galloping here. He's saying a lot of words without saying anything. But this guy's going to call him on it.
You worship multiple gods, or there's some unity at the bottom of it that makes you an unstoppable force.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't believe something if you wouldn't die for it?
No,
That is literally what he said. That's exactly what he said.
Something if you wouldn't die for it?
not really, no.
Okay.
I hate people like this. They'll say some shit without saying some shit, and then when you try to bubble it down to its purest form and repeat it back to them, like, so you're saying this, right? And they're like, I'm not saying that. No, but you did. You did say that almost verbatim in this instance, bro. What are you doing? Stop playing these fucking verbal games, bro. Say the shit you actually fucking believe and stand on that shit. I hate people like this. So slippery for no fucking reason. For no reason.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't believe something if you wouldn't die for it?
Not really, no.
Okay. So then,
How would you define belief? Something you say?
Okay, so I explain, like, I could believe it is the case that this pen exists, but if someone like threatened my life, right, I would lie in order to be able to save my life, right? Like, I think you would do that too. You wouldn't lie to save your
Don't be
life.
so sure.
Don't be so sure you wouldn't lie about the nature of a pen to avoid being murdered. Are you mental, Jordan? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Look, in the same way, it's fucked up to say, but I think it might be true. In the same way that John Fetterman, like, his brain literally broke when he had a stroke and he became more conservative, like brain damage made him more conservative. Jordan Peterson, when he was a fucking, what was it, a Klonopin or Xanax addict, and he went to Russia to get some fucking weird freak fringe treatment in order to detox from it, and they like put him in a coma as he detoxed from it, and then he woke up from it. That shit probably fucked up his head to the point where now, like, he doesn't realize how ridiculous he looks here, bro.
Too. You wouldn't lie to save.
Now, first of all, that's not what happened to John Fetterman, okay? He's just always been a fraud. I live in Pennsylvania, I'll tell you that. I'm going to skip to the part where he really just puts all feet in his mouth, that kind of thing, because it's just like some of the stuff that's being said here, they're both gish galloping. But it's this young man, I believe, who really came for him. By the way, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you.
The room full of atheists are like super smart and sharp-witted, and they're like, this is like child's play for them to just obliterate this poor old man.
Why is that relevant?
Because you go to a Catholic church, don't you? Or you've attended recently. You're interested in Catholicism, aren't you?
Sure,
All right. Are you familiar with their doctrines?
somewhat.
Okay, you're
Their
familiar.
doctrines are very
How do they
deep.
regard Mary?
Why are you asking me that?
Because you're a Christian.
You say that. I haven't claimed that.
Oh, what is this? Is this Christians versus atheists?
I don't know.
You don't know where you are right now.
Don't be a smartass.
Well,
and I mean
either
it,
you're a
'cause I
Christian
won't
or you're
talk
not.
to you if you're a smartass.
Either you're a Christian or you're not. Which one is it?
I could be either of them, but I don't have to tell you.
He's at a Jubilee event that's like Christians versus atheists, or a Christian versus multiple atheists, and he's like, maybe I'm not a Christian. I don't even have to tell you. You're
And
not.
that's the problem. And these are the kind of people who portray to be Christians. They take from Christians. This guy's written books about like the 12 stages of life, whatever. All of this stuff about Moses and everything. You know what Jordan Peterson has actually effectively done? Not necessarily effectively. Like a lot of people, I am a all Bible Christian. So where there's a lot of Christians who will say the Old Testament is kind of null and void when Jesus came. Jesus said he came to fulfill the law, not get rid of it, okay? So let's just call it that. Whatever, I'm not going to preach to you. But what I will say is Christ is all throughout the Old Testament. There are, like, examples of Christ in the Old Testament. You just got to really, like, study and see it and everything. Jordan Peterson loves to effectively make Moses the Christ of the Bible. I've heard him do this before. I was like, really, I couldn't stand him. And I was like, this is a little dangerous, right? He doesn't care. In fact, he's an atheist, I would say. You must be Because you can't even say you're a Christian. Like, bro, like, this is the type of representation that Christians are forced to get all the time. I'm a Christian, but I don't want to say I'm a Christian. You can't force me to say I'm a Christian, and I wouldn't die for Christ. And this is why when a person like me says, well, you have to be this way, or not telling people what to do, but they come on strong to someone like Jordan Peterson. They get blocked by him because he doesn't get it. He doesn't see where it comes from because he's never cared. This is the same person who was saying Christ is King is anti-Semitic. Man, please.
My daddy. Oh my God. Bro, what happened to this man? It reminds me, you remember the famous interview with Kathy Newman on BBC where like she sort of overreached and was a little too aggressive and didn't make her points in the best way. And so he came out of that looking like this genius who like easily dismantled this BBC host who was trying to smear him. It's a very famous interview. These clips I'm showing you are like the exact opposite of that. Like now he looks like Kathy Newman. He's so fucking evasive. He refused to actually make a point or stand on anything. His whole thing is fucking sophistry, where he tries to take you down a road that has nothing to do with the conversation at hand. And these people are desperately trying to get back to the actual conversation, and he can't have it. He can't have it because he's fundamentally not capable of having the conversation.
You don't have to tell me. I was under the impression I was invited to talk to a Christian. Am I not talking to a Christian?
No, you were invited to.
I think everyone should look at the title of the YouTube channel. You're probably in the wrong YouTube video.
You're really quite something, you are.
Aren't I? But you're really quite nothing, right? You're not a Christian.
Okay, I'm done with him.
He raged.
And that's the exact treatment that somebody, that's the exact treatment that somebody like Jordan Peterson needs. Just shut it down. It's not even worth it.